Well, the Prime Minister confirmed Australia will reopen to eligible visa holders from tomorrow, bringing in skilled migrants to the tourism industry that it desperately needs. And this comes after thousands of people continue to rush across the border to Queensland after the border officially reopened to interstate travellers. So joining me live now is the CEO of Destination Gold Coast, Patricia Callahan. Patricia, good to see you again. So you had a double dose of good news yesterday, didn't you?
We certainly did, and I can tell you, Peter, it's definitely feeling like Christmas at the moment. Yesterday was a long-awaited day for our tourism operators, and I think the last time I was talking to you, we were putting forward those numbers about losing, just $1 billion in the last September quarter alone. So to be able to welcome back those visitors, to see families and friends reunited, to see the airport full, I think it was a great step forward, and hopefully we're going to have a bumper summer.
So when will you start to see a serious uptick in business for those businesses?
We already are. So I think as soon as there was confirmation and clarity around the roadmap a week or so ago now, we saw bookings coming in thick and hard. And so we entered this week, I think last week the airport had about 6 flights a day. Yesterday they had 25 flights. By Friday they'll have about 65 flights, and they will hopefully be at pre-COVID capacity by this Friday. So if it all comes off, I think Christmas New Year's is looking at 74% occupancy at the moment, and it's picking up several percentage points every day. But if it all comes off, it'll be a $280 million summer for us. So a really good step forward.
How would that compare to previous summers, that figure?
Well, in terms of last summer, we were relatively, I think we're in lockdown at that stage. And if you look at 2019, we were welcoming about, that was our peak tourism time. We were welcoming about 20,000 passengers a day. So we're still a fair way from that. But I can tell you, to go from 6 flights to 25 flights and 65 flights by this weekend, I think that's great news.
Yeah, no doubt. And if there is a bummer in all of this, it's going to be the fact that there's going to be an increase in COVID cases, and we're already seeing more exposure sites on the Gold Coast as well. What is the feeling on the Gold Coast when it comes to this at the moment, and what's the message that you're getting from businesses and operators about that as those numbers continue to rise?
Yeah, I think, the Queensland government is obviously putting strong messaging that and preparing Queenslanders for this, and that we are now having to live with COVID, and we've got to learn to live with it. And I think that real milestone was getting to that 80% vaccination double dose as Queenslanders. We're very much there. We're now surging towards 90%. I know in the Gold Coast our vaccination levels are picking up. So it is now a way of life. So with the majority of Queenslanders are now Australians vaccinated, it is about obviously putting confidence in our Queensland health authorities to manage these outbreaks, but also ensure businesses have a way of life as well.
Okay, and what about staff members? You did have that other news yesterday that international students and skilled migrants are going to be on their way from tomorrow. Those who have come from other countries, though, will still have to quarantine for 14 days, so there's still a bit of a gap there up in Queensland anyway, but will it eventually fill that hole, I suppose? How far how much of an impact would that have?
I think it'll have a really big impact. International students are an important part of our community here on the Gold Coast, and we've certainly missed them. But importantly, I know as businesses have been ramping up, we are suffering now a skills shortage. So we go from one challenge to another, but I think this is more of a welcome challenge. And hopefully if we can have skilled migrants as well as international students back in, it will also assist our workforce as well as bring back, that much, anticipated gap in our community that we've missed. So we know that there is some quarantining obviously there with those arrivals, but hopefully if we can get to 90%, we'll get further clarity around that. And again, these are steps forward in, getting our way of life back.
Yep. Okay. Patricia Callahan, appreciate your time again. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.